Not a great direct response target as much as in market, but a very great target to start to introduce your brand to. Excellent, 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 excellent. Now, what do we do to scale? You can't just add ad spend because there's no more people being born every minute that just really want that product. So we hit a finite audience there. We've stopped. 100 out of my $5,000 per month or $500 out of my $5,000 per month budget to engage and warm up that audience. That's a very creative way to scale e-commerce, is to pay less to an audience that I know. It's the same thing that we're replicating throughout human existence. As an example, if we want to go and find a bunch of people interested in Google Ads, we go to traffic and conversion. Why? Those are all affinities of digital marketing, and I will find people there that want Google Ads. It's the same exact scenario. Google's brilliant. All I did was just replicate human life. It's not a big departure, which is great. We get to use logic. But these are so expansive now. So in the affinity is a permanent fixture of your personality. That's what affinity means. If you're a yoga instructor, yoga is your affinity. You're not in the market for yoga. That's what you do. That's who Google thinks you are. That's who you are as a person. You are into yoga all the time. You look at YouTube videos, you look at websites, you look at blogs, you buy products. You are just, your common interest that has never wavered is yoga. Not a great direct response target as much as in market, but a very great target to start to introduce your brand to. Excellent, 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 excellent. If you have a product market fit, which means, like, I'm not going to be selling Pilates cables to a yoga person. That's not a good idea because they may be yoga, not Pilates. That's not, it's like, hey, these people that are into yoga, let's see if I can convince them to do Pilates. Like it's just a bad product market fit. But a good product market fit would be yoga affinity, yoga mat. Perfect. If you have a new yoga mat that is, squishier and lighter, I don't know. I don't do yoga. I'm just making up things here. But if you have something that is really, really awesome in yoga that's new, that has very little engagement on, or your direct response is low, and you're like, yeah, people that are looking for new yoga mats, when they find us, they do buy. That's not very scalable. That's not we're talking about the creative ways to scale in e-commerce. So you already covered your direct response. PMax is already scooping up all the low-hanging fruit that found you because they're looking for a yoga mat, and they say, wow, that's cool, I will buy that. Now, what do we do to scale? You can't just add ad spend because there's no more people being born every minute that just really want that product. So we hit a finite audience there. We've stopped. So if we actually start to look over at the affinity audiences of people that are interested in yoga or yoga classes or yoga fitness or whatever that may be, we can identify any areas for yoga and see if there's other people there. So actually, let's try that. Let's test this theory live. I'm going to go into the audience manager. I'm going to try to build a new custom segment. So the custom segment here, I'm going to look, let's do this. Actually, no, I'm going to take a, I'm actually doing a Performance Max. I want to see if this is something that can actually be found in Performance Max. In a signal. I want to see if this is actually available here. Because if this is a signal that we should be targeting anyway, we can identify if this is not working in PMax, then we can use it for our individuals. So interest and demographics detail, blah, 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 blah. This is yoga. Yoga mats and accessories. They're in the market. Excellent. Why won't this scroll down? Okay, well, I guess we're locked into this little box here at the bottom. Sorry, everyone. I cannot. No, that is it. Cool. Oh, well, there we go. Got me more. All right, so let's see if there's any affinities. Perfect. Affinity segment of yoga lovers. Perfect. People who enjoy practicing yoga. They're not in the market for a mat. They're not. They may be, but they're not. Not to Google. The people that are in market for the yoga mat, those are the people that are in market for yoga mats. Different audience, different segmentation, different ad copy, different video, different unique selling proposition, different unique value proposition, different spends, possibly even a different bidding strategy. All of these things can change now because one's an affinity and one's an in market. Any questions here so far? Because I don't want to like beat a dead horse, but I want to make sure that this is kind of landing well with everyone.
This is not a glitch. I'm interrupting the video you're watching because I need to remind you that I'm always looking for people to join our team. So if you're passionate about Google Ads and you want to work with the best Google Ads agency on the planet, please go to solate.com/apply. Speaking of working with the best Google Ads agency on the planet, if you're having trouble with Google Ads and you want professional help, that's what we do. You can go to solate.com, that's SOL8.com, to apply for your free, no obligation action plan. And if I've given you any level of value at all, maybe think about giving me a thumbs up and subscribing to our channel. That's how we juice the YouTube algorithm so they actually know that I know what I'm talking about. If you have questions, comments, concerns, or confessions, hit me below in the comments. And now, back to your regularly scheduled program. I think it's really important that everybody goes through and just spends an hour traversing the in-market and affinity categories because they're so expansive. And it's actually a lot of fun. And it might be worth doing on a per client basis. Like every time you get a new client, just go play in-market and affinity and see what's available for that client.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when we're talking about scaling e-commerce, we already know that you can do GSP, you can do discovery, you can do display, but YouTube is so cheap and people love engaging with video content. It's just the best.
Well, and stop me if I'm going off the rails here, John, but one thing that I like to think about, you've already touched on this a little bit. If we have an in-market audience for somebody who just added a new dog to their household, right? That's the in-market audience you'd identified earlier.
Life event audience. Yep.
Yeah. Life event audience. Sorry. Just added a new puppy. Well, are they buying puppy food and dog houses and all that stuff? Yeah. But are they also buying carpet cleaner? You know what I mean? Like, so if you can start to really connect the dots and think creatively, then these things can just be amazing.
Yeah. Especially all we have to do too is we could throw them into a Performance Max asset group. I mean, we can start to, we don't have to have a dedicated $100 per day ad spend on it and be like, oh gosh, I wonder if this works. But
yeah, let the AI test it.
Right. Let the AI test it and even look through your audience segmentations to say, yeah, the people that are actually interested in, or the people that are in the audience of life event, add a dog recently in the household. Yeah. They're 47% of your conversions and share a 2.3 a higher frequency than traffic from your general population for the strength. Perfect. That's a signal that you now want to dive into further. You're exactly right.
100%.
Yep. And I think that this is one of the areas that I think that we have not really dove into too much for a good reason. If I was to choose, well, the people that are searched recently for, squishy yoga mat, probably go after those. Those are people that have actually gone to Google and have actively been searching for it. The in-market is what they're doing online, potentially without searching, is based on the content matches of sites that they visit. The affinities, though, yeah, we're exactly right. That's one step up the funnel, but still very relevant. So what's interesting about here's one thing that I love about affinity is I could probably use Glenn's idea here now, use a target CPM model, cost per milli, and I'll pay $20 to show 1,000 yoga lovers my new mat. Are they going to buy? No. Is it cheap? Absolutely. Will they come back directly, organically engage through my social content, maybe visit, be remarketed to purchase? Yeah. How much do I spend on that? Well, I don't want to spend a direct response budget on it, but I'll spend a testing budget on it. I'll spend a top of funnel budget on it. I'll take $100 out of my $5,000 per month or $500 out of my $5,000 per month budget to engage and warm up that audience. That's a very creative way to scale e-commerce, is to pay less to an audience that I know. It's the same thing that we're replicating throughout human existence. As an example, if we want to go and find a bunch of people interested in Google Ads, we go to traffic and conversion. Why? Those are all affinities of digital marketing, and I will find people there that want Google Ads. It's the same exact scenario. Google's brilliant. All I did was just replicate human life. It's not a big departure, which is great. We get to use logic. But these are so expansive now that, like, for example, I'm looking for people that are currently in the market for pet insurance. Why? Because they have pets. Well, if you care about the life of your dog and you have pet insurance, you probably have a pet that might actually be sick. They need medication. Perfect.
This is really interesting, y'all. So first of all, shout out to my boy Michael Nadalin for bringing this to my attention. Really smart Google Ads guy. I've got a video interview with him on our channel you can go watch. So he sent me this article, and